Hi everyone, this is Courtney and welcome to your practice. So this is a really great and useful practice to have in your toolbox. It's called Nadi Shodhana and it is a breath cleansing practice. So it's really used to purify and clarify the right and left channels of the subtle body. So I'll explain that in just a moment if you're unfamiliar. But it's really important before practicing any breath practice where you're manipulating the breath in any way to establish a grounded and steady breath. So for most of us, that's why it's really useful to practice after you've been through an asana practice or a postures practice, because throughout that we of course are putting a bit of emphasis on breathing and of establishing a rhythm of breath. If you're just sitting down, however, in the morning or in the afternoon or before a presentation or at night, kind of looking to dust the cobwebs off a bit, then I'd really recommend hanging out for just a few minutes, either listening to a guided breath meditation, which of course there are millions of them all over the internet. I also have one on my website if you'd like. Or you can just really sit and be still and listen to the breath. So there are many times before classes where I've taught this, so many examples. So we're going to skip that step today and just move right into the juicy stuff of Nadi Shodhana. But a little note on the subtle body for those of you who are not as familiar with this language. So we have the physical body, right, which is like the bones and the muscles and the fascia, and then the fascia kind of ties in as well with what we call the subtle body in yoga. So the subtle body is the energetic body. And our yogic practice, no matter if we're working with asana or no matter if we're working with way back in the 8 limbs of yoga, right, of the yamas and the niyamas, or the ethical practices for ourselves and for how we are in the world, we're really talking about managing energy levels. So often in classes these days, what is emphasized is really dropping into the parasympathetic nervous system. So that's the relaxation response. However, you should also know that we are trying to evenly activate the sympathetic nervous system. So this is tricky in our culture because we are often so overstimulated and so amped up and really charged with like a going and doing and busy mind attitude that's why, you know, so many classes are taught like this long exhalation, really relaxing, dropping down. But we're also looking to balance that, right? So we want even-keeled energy, not just dropping energy, and not just building, like handstands all the time and deep breathing and working chaturanga all the time. We want to find the middle ground of both. And that's why we practice a lot of different things. Okay, so in the subtle body, we have what's known as the nadis. And the nadis are these channels, and there's thousands of them that run throughout the body. These are energetic superhighways, essentially. And there is one that is the central nadi, called the Sushumna, and it runs all the way up through the base of the spine, from the pelvis through the crown of the head. You can also think of that as the Kundalini channel. And then on either side, we have the Ida and the Pingala nadis, which wrap and cross side to side. And it's said that they cross where each of the nerve bundles are, which are also known as the chakras or the wheels. So we could talk about this a lot, but I'm going to try to keep it pretty simple. So each of these smaller nadis, the Ida and the Pingala that crisscross throughout the central channel, are connected to each nostril. So we have the right side nostril, or the solar side, the sympathetic nervous system, the active side, and then we have the left nostril, the left side channel, which is connected to the lunar side, the parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation response. So in this practice today, because I as a teacher know and as a practitioner know that we do live in the culture that we live in, We're going to take a couple of moments to emphasize the relaxation response first, and then we'll work on bringing more balance to both, okay? So that means that we're going to be breathing out of the left nostril exclusively to start with, okay? So begin in a comfortable seat, and whatever that is for you, that might be Sukhasana, that might be Siddhasana, or it might be Virasana. So however you like to sit. You can also sit in a chair, totally fine. And then we'll take the right hand and go ahead and pull in the index and middle finger, leaving the ring finger and the pinky together and the thumb free, okay? So go ahead, close your eyes. After all of that chatting, allow yourself to drop a bit and take a deep breath in. Open the mouth to release. Okay, and then we'll take a deep breath. Close the mouth, and with the thumb, close the right nostril and exhale through the left. And then again, inhale, left nostril. Exhale, left nostril. So we're just going to stay on the same side for a few rounds. Just inhaling and exhaling, whatever your pace is. For those of you who practice Ujjayi breath in your asana practice, let go of any restriction through the throat. Okay, allow yourself to inhale on your left side again. And we'll use the fourth finger to close the left nostril. Exhale, right. And stay there. Inhale, right. Close the nostril. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Close the nostril. Exhale, right. Inhale, right. Close the nostril. Exhale, left. Inhale, left. Close the nostril. Exhale, right. And inhale, right. Close nostril. Exhale, left. All right, so continuing at your pace, switching after the inhalation. And after this last time, inhaling through the left side. And we'll finish by exhaling through the right. Go ahead and release your hand. Take a few breaths just here, You might notice now that it's much easier to breathe through both nostrils. And allow your eyes to open. Palms to your heart, bow your chin. Just acknowledging your practice, your effort. Feeling the effect. And then releasing your arms. So this is such a great practice, and you can feel free to practice this for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, really whatever feels useful and helpful to you. Try to remember that we are already manipulating the breath, so relax any tension through the throat, through the abdomen, through the shoulders, and you'll be on your way. All right, thanks so much for joining. I hope this is helpful, and please leave any questions that you might have, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.